my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot. It is a pleasure to be with you guys today to read for you. Thank you so much for your patience as I'm going through this next 2 months. As I said, things are crazy busy for me right now, but I do have a break this evening, so I wanted to get this reading out for you guys. It is going to be a yes or no pick a card reading. I haven't done one in a while. And you guys like these, and I just feel like doing one. It's time for a yes or no pick a card reading. So you can have one question ready, or you can have 3 questions ready. It makes no difference to me, but please choose a different pile for each question that you have, and make sure that your question can be answered with a yes or no. There will be some additional information in there. There always is. But I'll find out whether it's a yes or no first, then the story will unfold, and if the story is not resonating with you, you can go ahead and click off of it. At least you will have the answer to your question. So I'm not going to go through instructions on how to choose a pick a card. I will put those down in the description box below for those of you who have not done a pick a card before. People on my channel are very used to them because I do them almost exclusively these days. I very rarely just do a general energies reading anymore. They just, for some reason, my subscribers don't like them too much. So that's fine. I'm happy to do pick a cards. I get that they're a little more interactive, and so I understand why people like them more. So I do have the cards already picked out here to get us started. I will get the answer from the cards that are here, and then at the end I will get some oracle cards based on what comes out in the reading and kind of what I'm feeling. I will put timestamps in the description box below as well. That way you can just click on that timestamp once you make a decision about which pile is answering your question, and then you can go directly to that part in the video, which is really kind of a cool thing for YouTube. I did get some new stones. A friend of mine gave me a bunch of rough cut stones that he had, and I just love them. So I have those on the piles today. Pile 1 is a rough cut Jasper. Very pretty green. Green Jasper, by the way. There are red Jaspers and other Jaspers, but this one's green. Okay, so on pile 2, this is a type of amethyst, and I looked it up and I cannot remember what the name of it is. It's got some other things in it too, but it's definitely amethyst, and I think it starts with a C, that other name that goes in front of it. So I'll have to do a little more research on that, but it's definitely amethyst. And then on pile 3, this really cool specimen of a rose quartz. All right, so make your decision, and like I said, click on the timestamp and it'll take you directly to that part in the video, and I will see you there. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 1, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no pick a card reading. Pile 1 did have that beautiful rough cut green Jasper on it with lots of different colors in it. It's really cool. All right, I'm just going to get the answer first to see if I can get a yes or no. Sometimes it is a maybe. And then I will tell you what the story is in the cards. So let's see what we got here with the universal weight. We got the Knight of Wands. We got the Lover's card and the Emperor card. With the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the King of Swords, and you got Cernunnos. Okay, so Cernunnos kind of corresponds with the Devil in the Rider-Waite deck, but there's some nuances. This Cernunnos really talks way more about the material aspect of this card, which is actually very evident in the Universal Weight deck too, but people kind of have different meanings for it. So this is talking about material aspects of life, the earthy aspects of life, and can talk about being careful of overindulgence and how, you know, you have to balance those things, and this card will help you balance that need for material things, because we do live in this world, and not taking it to an extreme and becoming greedy and that kind of thing. And like money is the only thing that is important to you. So this card is kind of is saying that there is a balance in the material world that's coming in. This card is helping you find the balance. Okay, so you have the Lovers here, which is actually, these cards are kind of connected. You have Archangel Raphael up here, and then the Lovers down here, and then you have the Lovers down here. So in the Universal Weight deck, the Lovers talks about a choice. There's a decision that needs to be made here. For some of you, I think it might have to do with an actual relationship, and maybe even like a sexual relationship, because you have this Knight of Wands here that talks about energy that's coming into your life. It can be a very sexual young man, can be. It can be an adventurous young man. It can be the energy of that, though. It can be the energy of the fire signs, which is passion and enthusiasm and energy. Whatever it is, it brings an energy and a vitality to this question that you're asking here. And even though I feel like there's a choice that needs to be made here, I don't feel like the answer is a maybe. I feel like it is a definite yes, but it's gonna come with some decisions that have to be made. There are some choices that are going to be involved, but it is still a yes, because this whole reading altogether is really kind of talking about someone who is establishing themselves out in the world. You have the Emperor card here, Major Arcana for Aries, Major Arcana for Gemini, Major Arcana for Capricorn, if that means anything to you or plays into your reading in any way, Minor Arcana for Libra. But this person, and I'm also picking up some serious masculine energy in these cards here. This person is establishing himself out into the world. Now, it can be feminine. That doesn't mean, there's a lot of masculine energy in the cards. That doesn't mean that this is necessarily a man. It could be a woman who is, when you're in work mode and you're trying to establish a business and you're meeting with CEOs and you're trying to make things happen and you're putting your business plan together, all that stuff is very masculine. They're very masculine tasks, and they have to be done in order for you to establish yourself in the world. And I think that's what's going on here. This is definitely a yes to some prospect that brings you prosperity, that not necessarily brings you prosperity, although that is true. We're talking about the material gains here too, but I really feel it's more like being seen. There's a being seen element here. This could be a business, but it could very well be like you are an actor and you're trying to establish yourself in an acting career. Something like that. There's some adventure with it too. Maybe you want to, there's a nature and adventure outdoors. So maybe you want to establish a business that has to do with that, with very whitewater rafting or mountain climbing or hiking, or what would be adventurous outdoors adventures? I don't know, could be anything. Hand gliding, or is that hang gliding? Whatever it is, I do feel like for that kind of thing, for something earthy, entrepreneurial, adventurous. Maybe appeals a lot to men. That doesn't mean, you know, you have to be a man doing this business, but whatever business you're getting into definitely appeals to men. It appeals to that hunter in them, you know, that earthy guy. But also, in addition to it being a yes, there's some movement toward this, whatever this is, because you got the Knight of Wands here, which talks about fast-moving energy, action, creative ideas, moving forward with whatever it is that your idea is. And you also got this King of Swords, which talks about clarity, getting the mental clarity that you need to bring this idea to fruition. I'm not concerned about any of it. I'm curious about this Lover's card and the choice that you're facing here. Show me the Lovers. Show me the Lovers card here. Well, the choice is about giving up something that you already have. It's about transforming your life. So, okay, what I think this might be is the choice is let everything that you're working on now or that you're doing right now, let it go. Let it, this is almost like blowing up in your face. Let it blow up in your face. Or, so that you can go pursue this other thing, this adventure. Or stick with the father order, being established in a material world. Or go out on this adventure. That's kind of where you're at. Which one of these do I do? But this is still a yes. This is definitely saying whatever this is that you want to do, you have the energy for it. You have the ideas for it. You have the stamina for it. You have the passion for it. You have the enthusiasm for it. You have you've got that groundedness with it. You're willing to put in the hard work. So the Emperor does talk about the father order, so let's talk about that. That is like order, control, power, step-by-step processes to get where you want to go. Having a plan. See, this guy's on the throne. I think it's either or. Actually, I think this is an either or situation. This guy's on this throne. He's very intelligent. He's very wise. He's got a lot of integrity. People kind of go to him when they have questions because he's the good judge. Libra. This represents Libra, which is like the people that know how to balance a situation can take a question and think about it logically. They don't have to answer the question with their emotions or their anger or whatever. They're just very logical. They're very smart people, idealistic people. So they're good at that kind of stuff. I really feel like this is where a lot of you are. This is where you want to go. There's like an adventure out there that has something to do with the natural world. You want to do this adventure. And you have this choice about it. is the decision? What's the choice? Well, the choice is stay here and do this or do that. But why is it still a yes? That's a good question, isn't it? And it's such a rich, strong yes too, because you got all this red and this bright orange and this yellow. It's this like what you want to do here. You got everything that it takes to do this, and you're almost bursting at the seams to do it. But then you also got this purple that's really, really sticking out to me, which means the divine is in it as well. Crown chakra energy. I still don't understand this lovers. Show me the lovers here. What's this choice about? Show me the lovers here. Show me the lovers. I think I know what it is. Okay, Queen of Cups. Seven of Swords. Taking your leave. Queen of Cups. Could be Scorpio. Minor Arcana for Scorpio. Major Arcana for Scorpio. Got some Leo energy in here. Okay, so here's the choice. It's kind of funny. Do I do it? Do I say, okay, that's it, I'm done, I'm leaving this situation, I'm going out to do this? Or does the universe come in and do it for you? That's the choice. Do I use my tact and diplomacy to figure out how to address this desire that I have with people who may be invested in this, in my doing this thing over here? Do I use my tact and diplomacy to say, look, I need this. This is very important to me. I have to take my leave. I have to do this. It's important to my soul evolution. I'm dying here, kind of like that. But it has to be, here's the thing. You have to cut this off to have this. And there's no other way around that. I feel like you want to have your cake and eat it too. I feel like you want to stay in this place and establish yourself and become a steadfast and productive member of a society. And you also want to, or a community, and you also want to go out and have this adventure and do this thing that is maybe a little bit wild and a little bit fun and a little bit adventurous. But it's almost an animal desire in you, some animal passion in you, something that you have to do. I don't think the choice is, are you doing this or not? I think the choice is, are you doing it or is the universe going to do it for you? That's the choice that you have. So it's a yes. It's a yes for this. And you can take your leave. You can do it. You can do it on your terms, or the cosmic garbage sweeper is going to come in and shake it all up for you and make this possible for you. This is never a bad thing. People kind of get scared of the tower. It is a sudden change, but it is always for your highest good. It's just sweeping away those things that should be swept away, and maybe you even know they should be swept away, but you just, for whatever reason, can't pull the trigger. You can't make it. You can't do it. Okay, so I think that's all I have really for that. Let's just finish up this reading here. So I'm going to ask a couple of things. For the Sacred Traveler, I'm going to ask what pile 1 needs to do, if anything. What action do they need to take? And I will say this is a major event in your life, because you have 5 major arcana cards, that always means a major event. Cernunnos, Lovers, Emperor, Tower, Death, those are all major arcana cards. So this is kind of a big deal. And when I say big deal, anytime you have the Death card, that's like one of the major transitions in your life. Like when you leave home and you go to college, that's a major transition. When you have a baby, that's a major transition. When you get married, that's a major one. When you get a divorce, that's a major one. So this is a major shift in your life for sure. And here's what I will say about this reading. There's no way that, there's nothing in these cards that indicates how it's going to turn out. I do think you're going here. And this is what you have and you're going here. But there's no indication of how it's going to turn out. It's just that you're doing it. You are determined that you're going to do this. And listen, if you're determined that you have to do something in that, like you're so determined, then you need to do it. You need to at least try it, right? All right, so what does pile 1 need to do, if anything? What action do they need to take? What does pile 1 need to do? Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Oh, so this is asking you to believe in the magic. There's some magic in this right here, in this thing that you desire. There's some old world stuff in it. Maybe like some almost natural, earthy kind of thing with it. And it's not, you know, new age technology kind of thing. There's something very earthy and natural about it, and I think that's the beauty that that's asking you to go out there to see the universe and walk with the universe and be one with nature. Walk in beauty. I think that's what that card is asking for you to do. And the last thing I want to ask is, what final words of wisdom for pile 1? What final message for pile 1? What you got? Summer, bask in joy and light. This is kind of, I feel like this is lightening, making you lighter. This is really heavy. Again, kind of like the father order, and having to be on point all the time, and having to impress people, and having to be responsible all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm kind of feeling like it's not what you want. Maybe you're a little bit of a gypsy at heart or something. It's not, maybe it's wearing you down, actually. It might be weighing you down a little bit. Because these two cards are just making this a much lighter and more fulfilling path for you guys. And I feel like this is heavy. So that's why you're desiring to do this. Because it brings you joy. Because it takes you out into nature. I think there's some healing. See that green? Green. I think there's some healing that happens out here that you need. Not saying you can't go back to this, being a CEO of a company or whatever it is, but I think you need to heal yourself first, and then you can go back to being the CEO. Okay, that's all I have for pile 1. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2, these are going to be your messages. So pile 2 did have that rough cut amethyst on it. I think it's got something else in it. I wish I knew what it was. I'll find out for next time, but it's very pretty. It's got a lot of purple, but it looks like it's got some orange in it too. All right, I'm going to get the answer first. Yes, no, maybe. And then I will talk about the story. There's always a story in the cards and what messages are coming through. If that part of it does not resonate with you, you can go ahead and click off of it. At least you'll have your answer to your question, right? Okay. So let's see what we got for the universal weight. You got the Hanged Man, the World, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. In the Druid Craft Tarot, get these up here like this. The Druid Craft Tarot, you got the Tower, and you got the Ten of Wands. Overburdened. Weighed down. I think this is a no, actually. Because of the Tower, because of the Ten of Wands, because of that Seven of Swords. The Tower meaning, no, striking it down, not. The Ten of Wands meaning being overburdened and taking your leave. This guy's leaving. He's like, I'm done, I'm out of here. I'm exhausted with this. The Seven of Swords is leaving. Yep, I'm done. Nope, I'm out. You know? So I do feel like it's a no. And here's the thing. I feel like you've really given it some thought. You've weighed the pros and cons. You've looked at it from every perspective. But it's no. I don't know what you're asking about, but it's no. Now here, you have the World, which means even though this is a no, a new cycle is beginning in your life. The World is the last card in the major arcana, and it does mean a cycle is ending and another one is beginning. So and the 10, you know, that's an ending as well. I think this is, whatever this is that you're asking about, there's an ending here. There's a walking away from it here. There's a leaving it. Not for lack of trying, because you've tried, you really have. But there's a sacrifice that needs to be made here, and it's that. It's that what you are asking about. It's the situation that you're asking about. It's going to have to be sacrificed for you to be able to move forward into what's coming up next for you. Okay, because that is probably going to be different for all of you guys. But I'm still so nosy. I'm going to ask. I have to ask. I just need to know what we're talking about for some of you guys. What is show me the Tower. Let's see the Tower. The Tower is the biggie on the table. That's always a blessing from the divine. The universe is coming in to blow something up, to make it go away, because like maybe you had a hard time. It does look like you were stuck a little bit in this situation, that you were trying to, you didn't have your equilibrium, but you were trying to figure it out. You were trying to make it work. You were juggling a lot of things to make it work. But it's not going to work. It's just not. Feels like there was a little stuckness here, and that's why you get the Tower. The universe is coming in to strike it down for you, because for whatever reason you couldn't pull the trigger. You could not get out of this situation, whatever the situation is. And I'm getting ready to find out. I'm gonna get nosy on y'all here. Show me the Tower. What is this that is being destroyed. There's no other word for it. It's being destroyed. Because the foundation, because it needs to be, because the foundation was bad. So it's always good. But show me the Tower here. Devil. Okay. Let's go one more on the Tower. Seven of Pentacles, and still one more. Show me the Tower. Show me the Tower. I think I get it, but show me the Tower. Okay. I think for some of you, because I saw this card flip over again. Okay. I think for some of you, look, you got that one flipped over again. That's crazy. Ooh, I like that. Anything else flip over? I'm going to take them this time. I don't always take the flipped cards, but when I saw that same card flip over, usually if you get the same card twice in a reading, that's just Spirit doubling down on that message and saying, pay attention to this, pay attention to this, okay? So, okay, that's all that flipped over. All right, I think it's different. I think for some of you, this could be talking about some kind of material thing, some kind of job thing, some kind of and there is stuckness here. We talked about the stuckness. You were definitely stuck. The devil can talk about material things, and it can talk about being too tied to material things and being too, like putting too much importance on money and those kinds of things. Sometimes when you get stuck in a job, you hate the job, but you need the money. You'll get this kind of a combination here. And it's being struck down because you have kept yourself stuck. I can't even talk today. You have kept yourself stuck in this situation, but the universe wants you to know you don't have to be miserable to have enough money to survive. And the universe wants you to move past this so that you can move on to this good stuff, right? So for some of you, it is a work situation that I feel like has been really pretty negative, and you've really tried very hard to make it work. Again, you have looked at it from all different angles, but you're going to have to sacrifice that job. For some of you, it is a relationship. It is someone that you have felt tied to for whatever reason. Maybe it really was a long-term relationship, or really was a good relationship at one time. It's not anymore. And so you've had a little trouble extricating yourself from the situation. Okay, so here's what's cool. Yes, the universe is coming in, striking it down. So that you can get away from this, you are taking your leave. And the reason why I kind of wanted to pull this too again was because of the work situation. I got this card. I call the corporations the circus. And this guy is leaving the circus here. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm leaving them out. I'm gone. So that's just reiterating that this is a toxic work environment and you have to get away from it. It's also a toxic relationship and you have to get away from it. It has become a circus. It maybe was not always like that, but it has become a little bit of a circus, and you've got to go. It's really burdened you. It's really weighed you down, this whole situation. You're exhausted with it. So this tens are endings and beginnings at the same time, but I would just tell you to maybe rest a little bit before you move forward. Do something to take care of yourself, because the movement is coming in pretty quickly here. You are moving forward. The wheel is turning. The world is your oyster. Things are looking up. Things are turning in your favor. For some of you, it looks like in a new relationship. There's a new relationship out there for you. That's why God wants you to get extricated from this one so you can have this one. But take a beat before you move, while you have some time. I don't know how fast this is going to come in. I think it's going to be different for all of y'all. So while you have the time, rest a little bit. Take care of yourself, because you are exhausted. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up. I think that's very succinct. I love how the no's always turn out good. Even if it's a no, there's all, you know, there's always something better out there for you. All right. So what does pile 2 need to do? If anything, what action does pile 2 need to take? If any. Sometimes you don't need to do anything. What action? Staying focused, hold the course. Okay, so when you do get away from this situation, when you do extricate yourself from this situation, whether it's you finding your way through and being able to exit, or whether it's the universe showing you the way in a very dramatic fashion, how to get out of that situation. This is saying once you make that decision, do not look back. Stay focused on moving forward. Hold the course, because this is what you want, right? You want the world. And that new relationship looks pretty promising too, doesn't it? For some of y'all, it might be a business relationship. It could be a partnership in business if this was a work situation. But for a lot of you, I think it's an actual relationship. All right. Final words of wisdom for pile 2. What do you have for pile 2? Final words of wisdom for pile 2. Stag, trust and thrive. Oh, that's nice too. Looks very autumn, doesn't it? So trust the process. You will be thriving again. I forgot to mention, this can be some sneakiness, some pretty nasty behavior that's been going on here too. A little bit underhanded. Can be literal thievery, but I don't necessarily see that. I think it's just treachery, a little bit of trickery and treachery, and not being able to, somebody's not what they seem, or someone is not what they seemed to be at one time. I'm going to tell you about people just in case that's important in this reading. You got Capricorn, Gemini, and that's it. Capricorn, Gemini. All right, so that's all I have for my pile 2s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 3, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no pick a card. Pile 3 did have this gorgeous rose quartz on it. And let's see what we got. Yes or no? I'll get the answer first, and then we will talk about what messages are in the card. Cards may resonate with you, may not resonate with you. If that part doesn't, then at least you'll have your answer to your question. So you got the Page of Wands, Minor Arcana for Sagittarius. You got the Sun, and you got the 5 of Wands. Minor conflict there. Let's look at the Druid Craft Tarot. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you got the Prince of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the Prince of Swords. Okay, this is a yes. You have a lot of movement in this reading. You are moving on, definitely. You got this 8 of Cups that talks about, what does it talk about? It talks about leaving a pretty good situation. 8 Cups is pretty good, right? To pursue that 9th cup, whatever it is. You will not be happy until you get that 9th cup. Now, that can mean so many different things. A lot of times it means that you might be in a relationship, you might have a family, but there's something that you want to do, like you always wanted to go to school and be a engineer. And so you put that to the side to get married and have a family. Now it's kind of knocking on your door again. You want to go pursue that. So this is saying Don't worry about your family. They will be fine. They, you know, they might give you a little bit of lip about it, but if they love you, they will support you as you go do this thing. That is your soul calling, because this would not pass the rocking chair test if you, and what that means is when you're 90 years old, if you were sitting on your rocking chair, thinking about your life, if you do not pursue this, you will be regretting that as you sit in that rocking chair. So this is something that you have to do, and you are going to do it. The sun is always a yes in a tarot card reading. It is the brightest, happiest, most joyful card in the whole deck. It does talk about breaking free from the past or breaking free from something to move forward. I feel like that's kind of goes along with this Eight of Cups here. You're moving on. You're moving forward. And boy, quickly, very quickly. So the princes in this particular deck are like the knights in the universal weight deck. Knights are always movement. These are the fastest moving of both of the knights. You got the wands and the swords. So Prince of Swords, very fast moving energy. Talks about real clarity, like getting real clarity on the situation and being able to move forward very quickly in a situation. The Prince of Wands talks about, can't talk about a lot of things, but adventure, action, passion, enthusiasm. It's a movement, so it's things coming in into your life. This is what's coming into your life right now. I will say this, you've got a lot of young man energy in this reading. These knights can be young men. The pages are the kids, then you have the knights, and then you have the men, the kings. So this could be, the wands are fire signs, so this could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. A young man that is coming after you, looking for you. This could be a air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, a young man that's coming into your life. Okay, this guy's idealistic, but he can be a little bit rash. This guy's fun, he's adventurous, and be a little bit careful about him, how do you say it? Maybe just wanting more of a sexual relationship as opposed to a real relationship. Now, I will say this, if that's what you want, fine by me, do what you want, right? If that's what you're looking for and he interests you, I say go for it. Okay, so for some of you, it really is some people that are coming into your life that are offering you something in the way of relationship. I'm not seeing a lot of love here. I'm not seeing a lot of cups. And maybe that's why you're walking away from this, all this young, fun and adventurous and interesting company that you have here, but it's just not fulfilling on an emotional level. There is some conflict in this reading, and I feel like maybe it's internal conflict, like you're weighing the pros and cons of these guys or something, or you're weighing the pros and cons of going to pursue that engineering degree. I feel like it's internal conflict. For some of you, if you're a woman and you have these men, young men, these are young men, y'all. They're under the age of 35. If you have all these men, Sagittarius, could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. They could be competing for you. This card can be a card of competition too. So, yes, this is a yes. This is movement forward. This is fast movement forward. To that which you desire too, I will say that. You're going out in pursuit of whatever it is that you love and whatever it is that you want to do. This also talks about taking up a wand and going out to pursue something that you want to pursue. So it's a yes for that, definitely. It's also a yes for some companionship that if you're asking about, are there potential mates coming in? Yeah, there's some potential mates. I don't see a lot of longevity in those, actually, and I do feel like you're probably walking away from the options that you have to go pursue something a little more serious. Eventually, maybe not short term, right? You might enjoy dating a little bit, but eventually you're going to go for that which you love, that which speaks to your soul and your heart, not just to fun. There's nothing wrong with fun. I'm not judging again. Okay, so I'm going to do a Whispers of Love, since we do have some potential romance in here. I love love. I love romance, even if it's not permanent, you know. I'm going to get a Whispers of Love for final messages for... Well, first, okay, hold off on that. First, I'm going to ask if there's anything that pile 3 needs to do, or if there's any action that pile 3 needs to take. Anything pile 3 needs to do, or action. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. Pile 3, what do they need to do? What action do they need to take? Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. Okay, that's interesting. For you guys that are, these are men that are vying for your attention, it might be that one of them turns out to be a gem if you stick with it long enough. And then for the rest of you, I think that means you're uncovering the treasure, means uncovering that desire that you have, or that you have had for a long time, then it lay dormant for a long time. It's coming back to the surface again. You're uncovering it, and you will go out to pursue it. All right, so final messages. I'm going to get a Whispers of Love, since we got a little bit. This is the most romance in all of the readings, although it's not a lot of romance. At least it's a little bit of romance. So let's get final words of wisdom from the Whispers of Love Oracle for pile 3. What do you got for pile 3? Get to know each other. Learn to meet another's need for love. Okay, that's interesting. I'm still with this one. I'm kind of picking up there. One of these potentials might have more potential than they seem to have in the beginning. So get to know each other. See what's underneath the surface of this rash guy, or this, you know, passionate guy. See what else is going on down there, right? And who knows how it's going to turn out. But again, the most positive card in the deck. You're breaking free from the past, and you're really coming into a time of just having a good time and enjoying your life and pursuing that which you love, which is fantastic. All right, that's all I have for my pile 3s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.